If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs.
I really like the Lord's Mail set, which is a drop set from Vanilla, and it works pretty well with the Dreadful Gladiator's Chain Spaulders, which of course is your mob PvP vendor. You could buy it on the auction house as well, or you could craft it if you have that ability. Speaking of the Lord's Breastplate, we are going with this from Swamp of Sorrows, Chalupa. That's what I call the rare, whatever. You could always rewind it and see it correctly, but you can buy it on the auction house, probably the best way to go. The belt waistguard of Interminable Unity, that's a recolor from the Shaman tier. The legs are the Lord's Leggings, Burning Steps, Chia. I guess that's a Chia pet. You're looking at the auction house, 12% drop rate if you want to farm it. Got a Lady Draenor showing the Warmongering Gladiator's Foot Guards of Prowess. Of course, if you hoard, you're going to have to go wild. And look at that cape. Cape goes really well here. The wrist, Lord's Arm Guard, Tenaris, Slaverjaw, Auction House. Basically, the chest, the legs, and the bracers, or the wrists, are all the Lord's set, which is a drop set for Vanilla. The cape is a cape out of Hellfire Citadel, I do believe. The tabard, a Rather Battle Tabard, which of course is Alliance only, so you have to find something else yellow if you hoard. And the weapon, Bow of Virulent Infection, Uldir. This particular set doesn't look as drabby green as it does here. Something came out with the whole Karma Key for some reason. Couldn't go green, couldn't go blue. But you'll see on the other models how really, really sweet this particular set looks. It's a mix of Legion tiers, Return to Karazhan, as well as Antares Burning Throne. See, look how much better that looks on a Night Elf, dude. Sash of the Gilded Rose, Antares, the Burning Throne, LFR, ENR, kind of a fair drop rate for the belt. So you're looking at, from the Burning Throne, the shoulders as well as the belt. From Return to Karazhan, you're looking at the chest, the legs, the boots. The bracers are also out of Antares, the Burning Throne. The feet, as we said, Return to Karazhan. You're looking at Viz Doom, the Watcher, to pick that up, about a 5% drop rate. Moving on, doing the spin, showing the cloak, which is from Legion. The wrist, Scalding Shatter Guards from Antares, the Burning Throne, LFR. Kin Garath is the boss. Kind of a fair drop rate to pick up those greenish gold bracers. The back is Rot Melter Moss Cloak from Heimel, LFR. Brackenspore is the boss. The headpiece, of course, from WAD Level Engineering. Check your local engineer. Check your local auction house for those. And the weapon is from Ice Crown Citadel, various mobs, or you could buy that crossbow on the auction house. I do admit this is a little bit of an unusual piece for hunters, but the bow, obviously Hunter bow, and the shoulders could go Shaman or Hunter there, so it does work. You know, you don't always have to go for the class fantasy when you put it together in xmog. Sometimes you just want to look different from your class. The chest and the legs are both from the mythic Nyalotha, so that's a little bit difficult right now, but it'll get easier as we progress forward. The belt, Waistguard of Interminable Unity. Tomb of Sargeras is the LFR version. That's the recolor for the Shaman tier, of course, from Legion. Moving on to the legs, which we said are from Nyalotha, the Waking City Mythic. Dressed Agath is the boss. Kind of a low drop rate, but worth that effort. Moving on, we have the Lady Draenor showing defeat, sort of, kind of, Talons of Grim Revelations, the Waking City Mythic. So we got Mythic representation on the Waking City, on the chest, the legs, and the boots. The wrist are also out of Nyalotha, but this is the regular version. I thought it worked a little bit better. The Hive Mind on the wrist or the bracers. Marks of Honor would be incorrect, but it's got a fair drop rate. The belt, Twilight Dragon Scale Cloak, Cata level leatherworking. Check your local leatherworker. Check your local auction house for that purple cloak. Surging Bionic Bifocals BFA level engineering for those, and the weapon is straight out of the Black Morass. I really like the mix of these two particular sets, one from Legion, the other from BFA. The Eternal Palace Heroic Shoulder Guards of Crashing Depths. You're looking at Lady Ashvane, 5% on the drop rate, that of course from BFA. Now the chest is the LFR version of the Nighthold. Croesus is the boss, kind of a low drop rate to get the Eagle Talon Tunic. Not sure, but I do think it also drops from the Emerald Nightmare. The belt is the Barrow Knoll Singe from Wayquest Manor, various mobs, auction house, super easy pickup there. That, of course, from BFA. Moving on to the legs, which are also from Nighthold LFR. I also do think you can get it from the Emerald Dream. Trilliax is the boss, 8% is the drop rate. That's the cool thing about those tiers there. You can kind of hook it up in the Emerald Dream and the Nighthold if you want. Slip Streamers, Salt Stalkers, the Eternal Palace LFR, Blackwater Behemoth, kind of a fair drop rate. The hands are straight out of the Eternal Palace as well. Heroic, Radiance of Ashara, Grips of the Scaled Arcanist, kind of a low drop rate on that. Got a Zondalari Troll show in the back, which is the Cloak of Certain Reprieve, which is from Netherstorm. Your BC PvP vendor, super easy pickup. The headpiece, WAD PvP vendor. Wait a minute, I'm all confused. No, that's a quest reward. Yes, it is. And the Black Iron Sniper Rifle Iron Docks. If you want on this set, you could swap in the Lord's breastplate and leggings, but I went with something else from Vanilla that's a drop because it's got a little bit more of a rugged look to it, and I really liked it. The shoulders are out of Dragon Soul, by the way. Banded Armor, Desolace, Accursed, Slitherblade, or the Auction House, if you basically the best way to go. The belt, been getting a lot of use out of this belt in this particular video. Different versions, though, of Tomb of Sargeras. This one is Heroic, Sisters of the Moon, Waistguard of Interminable Unity, 8% drop rate. Moving on, we're going to show you the legs are the Banded Leggings, Desolace. Hisparek is the rare, or you can buy it on the auction house, 8% drop rate from the rare. Like I said, you could swap in the Lord's breastplate and leggings as well with this set. Look pretty sharp. I like the way this looks. It looks a little bit more rugged, especially with that tabard there. The wrist are the Thundering Death Scale wrist guards, Cata level leatherworking. Check your local leatherworker, check your local auction house. Pretty easy pickup so far. The back, super easy to get. Cloak of War, Cata level leatherworking, auction house. And the tabard is the Golden Lotus Tabard, Stormwind Ogremar. You could also get it from Veil of Eternal Blossoms, from the Golden Lotus Quartermaster. The headpiece, straight out of High Mall Heroic, the Butcher, 14% drop rate on that Hunter tier from WAD. And the weapon is Wrath of the Lich King PvP vendor. You got a mix of a few different sets here. You're looking at the Dragon Rider Spalders, one of my favorite looking male shoulders in the game. Hopefully Shadowlands give you some stuff that'll go well with that shoulder piece. The chest is the Ringmail of Madness Accordant. You're looking at Hellfire Citadel Mythic. So we're pulling a lot of things out of Hellfire Citadel Mythic here. The chest, the legs, the boots, and I think the bracers and the bow. Torch Brazed Waistguard, Hellfire Citadel Mythic, Iron Reaver, 15% on the drop rate for that belt. Kind of a must-get. Goes with a lot of different sets. The legs, Haughty Chain Leggings. There's also a kilt piece that you can pick up out of Hellfire Citadel Mythic if that's your thing, if you want to float your boat. I don't like hunters wearing kilts, but then again, hey, whatever makes you happy. Spiked Throat Crusher Boots, Hellfire Citadel Mythic, Tyrant Velhari, decent drop rate. The wrist, Grotesquely Writhing Bracers, Dragon Soul Heroic, Warlord Zanaz is the boss, and the back, Gilded Thorian Cloak, Karazhan BC, Terrestrian Elhoof. You know, Karazhan's always a good place to go, and you can get the mount off the first boss, many pets that you can sell for a decent penny. Ogrelard Tabard, Stormwind Ogremar is the place for that. Tabard, and the headpiece, the Nighthold, Heroic, Croesus, 14% on the drop rate. That's a recolor of the Shaman tier and the weapon Cursed Demon Bone Longbow Hellfire Citadel Mythic. My name is Luxeley. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, and I'll leave you with this final thought. Whatever it is by you, whether it is morning or it's afternoon or night, make your day epic.